So I'm trying this new type of breakfast where I don't eat breakfast in the morning. And so I have like a 12-hour fast. Like I don't eat after a certain time the day before. And then I don't have breakfast in the morning, but I do have hot water and my vitamins. Like I have two vitamins now. Like I had stopped taking vitamins completely, but now I decide because like I don't really believe in vitamins, which is kind of funny. I don't believe in vitamins. I don't know if they work. I think it's all sort of like a placebo. So I stopped taking vitamins for years and years and years. And then I just got to a point again where I started to think, you know what, maybe I need to reconsider that. So I introduced two vitamins, like a vitamin B12, a vitamin D3, and I'm thinking of a third, like a folic acid, because I'm told that that trio is very good for women, of a certain age where you want to sort of maintain your cognitive function when you get older. I'm very concerned about that. And so when I get to be a woman of like in my 70s and 80s, I don't want to have certain problems that I see that a lot of people are having. And so I'm told that this trio, if you start taking this now for the next 20 to 30 years, you are going to have a much better outcome where you have the vitamin D, the folic acid, and the vitamin B12. This is especially true for women, well, whatever, I guess all women, but certainly women of color like myself who might be predisposed in some way to some of these kinds of illnesses later in life, 70s, our 80s and beyond. We got to start now. So I'm like, okay, so this is breakfast, but I'm not really sure if it's working, because it's not just about the cognitive thing. It's also about the bulge. And so I'm told that I have to fast after a certain time the day before, like say 7 o'clock the day before, um, to maybe 7 the next day, but I'm doing 7 to more like 11, 7 to 11. The next day I don't eat, but it's only been a couple of days. So let's see how that works. Anyway, you're not here to hear my health content. You're here to hear my Harry and Meghan content. And so apparently cracks are starting to emerge in Harry and Meghan's marriage. What do you think about that? So what do I think about that? Well, apparently they're saying that when they appeared on the morning show with Jane Pauley, they were, whatever. Listen, Harry and Meghan just announced that they're going to Colombia. They've been invited to Colombia and they're going there together as a couple. And I think that for me speaks a lot louder than any perceived body language that, these people, conjured, I mean, I don't know how they come up with these freezes and these memes and these moments, at 1 minute 30 second into the video, whatever, they find these moments that, when I videotape myself, I can tell you something. I mean, at any given second of that video, there are all kinds of horror shots that you can get. Like, I mean, you freeze the video at any particular moment and it's just a horror show on speed, So, when you're being videotaped, I mean, every second of your expressions can be open to interpretation, and where you have people who are looking for cracks in a video, they are going to find cracks. They're going to find some second somewhere where these people are not on guard, or they are not paying attention to what the haters might be interpreting when they freeze a video, and so the haters will find something to talk about. um, I saw portions of it because I don't think I have access to the full video because I'm not in the US, but I saw that Meghan was sitting with her hand on Harry's thigh. I mean, this is clearly a woman who is still very much into her husband and in love with her husband. I did not see any clips where Harry was necessarily holding Meghan's hand, but I don't know that this was an appropriate place to do, your PDA, public displays of affection, hand holding. They're there to help parents and to promote, their parent network. They're not there just to prove to everybody that they're still in love, after 8 years together, right? So, look, seek and ye will find. This is a rule. And if you are seeking to break up someone's marriage, which the haters and the UK media have been doing for years, you probably could eventually find that you succeed at that, depending on, how strong and how determined that couple is in that marriage. I mean, that was going to be a marriage that from the beginning requires extra because I mean, look, I've never been married. Honestly, I have no idea why people do that to themselves. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I didn't mean that. That came out wrong. I mean, I think if you have the right person in the right situation, marriage must be one of the most beautiful things ever. But, look, I mean, when I look at the concept of a 30-year marriage, a 50-year marriage with somebody who no longer inspires you. I mean, maybe I get a little bit nervous, right? Thankfully, at this point in my life, I don't have to worry about being married for 30 years. I mean, I'll be dead before that. Because you have to figure, I first have to find her, right? And then, whatever. But I digress. The point is, I mean, 8 years of marriage is 8 years of marriage. I mean, you're not in your honeymoon phase anymore. Your parents, your business people, your entrepreneurs, your public figures, you have a lot going on. And I don't think impressing people with your PDA is your top priority after 8 years. I don't even think impressing each other with your PDA is your top priority after 8 years. You're looking, Harry, what I saw in Harry's face really was a man who has become very, very serious and very studied, and very aware of himself and his position in the world. And he takes that very, very seriously. I mean, he's not a clown, okay? He's not there to perform and to impress anybody. He's a serious man. He's a businessman. He is a philanthropist. He's an entrepreneur. He's a change maker, as is Meghan. And really, he's very focused on that at the moment. I don't think he's a workaholic because I think that could be negative. You can be too much into your work, obviously, and you start to forget the sort of nuances and delicacies and sensitivities of your relationship, which is a problem. I mean, I don't think necessarily, I don't know if Harry is there. I hope he's not. But I can see a man who's very much a serious man, almost 40 years old, and he's coming into his own. He's a serious man. He's a king. He is, somebody who under other circumstances would be responsible for a lot of people and a lot of things, So he's not a male model, right? He's not a dancer for the Chippendales, He's not there to impress you with his good looks. I mean, he's looking to change things and to be part of the solution to very complicated problems in the world. And this is the persona he projects. And this kind of man, I don't think that the first thing on his mind would be sitting there holding his wife's hand, for hours. I mean, he's more concerned about getting the message across and being clear and resolute with that. Anyway, listen, you guys, I think that's all for this one. I don't see any cracks. I see two people who have matured, are maturing in their relationship and in the world. They are serious international global, personalities. They are VIPs. And I mean, even the way Meghan was speaking is kind of different, I mean, this is a woman who has also become to understand, what this is all about and who she is and her place in the world and what she's trying to achieve. And I think that that's really what we are witnessing. I mean, they're not Romeo and Juliet lovesick puppies, just having 16 babies, with unprotected sex. I mean, they're business people. They're a mom and a dad. They have a family, and but they're also serious business people and global personalities trying to make a difference in the world. So listen, this cracks business. I mean, whoever is coming up with that, probably they are smoking crack, but it's not Meghan and Harry. Don't project your debased behavior on Meghan and Harry. Okay, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.